Ever notice how some people don't drift away from old friends? They cut them off cleanly? No dramatic fight, no long explanation. One day you're close, the next day, silence. And maybe you've been on both sides of that moment. You scroll past their name, pause, and think, yeah, that chapter's closed. It feels cold from the outside, but psychologically, it's rarely random. Let's start with the boundary recalibrator. This is the person who slowly realizes that an old friendship no longer fits who they've become. Conversations feel forced. Values don't line up. The dynamic costs more energy than it gives back. Instead of renegotiating the relationship, which feels messy and uncertain, they choose a clean break. For them, cutting off isn't punishment. It's clarity. If this sounds familiar, you might value peace over continuity. Then there's the emotional accountant. Picture someone who's always been the listener, the fixer, the one who shows up. Over time, they notice the imbalance. They don't explode. They don't argue. They just stop depositing emotional energy into an account that never pays interest. Cutting off old friends becomes a quiet form of self-respect. Maybe it's you. Maybe someone you know. Another profile is the identity shifter. These are people who undergo a strong internal change, a new worldview, a personal awakening, a shift in priorities. Old friends can unintentionally anchor them to a version of themselves they're trying to outgrow. Staying connected feels like being pulled backward. So they let go. Not because the past was bad, but because it no longer reflects who they are. Then there's the conflict avoider. Ironically, some people cut off friends because they hate confrontation. Explaining hurt feelings feels overwhelming. Setting boundaries feels risky. Silence feels simpler. The cutoff isn't cruel. It's avoidant. If you recognize this, it might be less about strength and more about emotional overload. But here's the twist. Cutting off old friends isn't always healthy or unhealthy. It depends on why. Sometimes it's growth, sometimes it's protection, sometimes it's unresolved pain dressed up as moving on. So pause for a second. When you think about the friendships you've ended, what were you really protecting? Your energy? Your identity? Your peace? Which type felt closest to you? And how does this land for you?